said it was very, very safe, and it was just different. She liked it more than Dubai.
Yeah, that's what my friend said, that it's quieter than Dubai because Dubai is too crazy, and I agree. Like every time I go to Dubai, I get like overly stimulated. You know, like the sounds, the lights, the people, everything is way too much. I wouldn't like to live in Dubai ever. And it's like more lively than Riyadh, for example. And so she said that it's like a good combination, a good balance, that it's very safe, that you get 60 days holidays a year. That, I don't know, that it's like a really good life balance. And people are cool. She lives by the beach. She lives like 150 meters from the beach. Yeah, she says life is good in Qatar. So I don't know. I will see. I might have
Maybe you'll become a Muslim.
No, that will never happen. Never happen. You know, I don't like to talk in absolutes, but in that case, I can tell you, guarantee you, that will never happen.
Okay.
If you will come to a decision of like convert or die, which might happen.
Convert what?
Convert or die.
I would die first.
Yeah.
Allow them to kill me, yeah.
Would you convert if it was your family dies?
I mean, once you convert, you just need to say like a sentence and like, okay, here, I said your sentence. Happy, now we can think that I'm
it's so easy to convert.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, we all have a price, right? Like, everyone has got a price. And I think that, yeah, my family would be probably my price.
Your family what?
Would be my price.
She would convert for her family.
Yeah, well, who cares what they think? You want me, like, you know, they put a gun to your face and tell you to say a word. It's like, put it up to your head.
Islam.
What?
What abuela?
What do you mean a Jew?
I said, why would a Jew be converting you to Islam?
What do you mean?
A Jew.
Why would it? Yeah, but what are you talking about? We're talking about Muslims converting you to Islam by putting a gun in your head.
And say convert or die, which happened before.
That has never ever happened in history.
A made-up scenario.
Exactly. Just in the crazy scenario that would never happen. Yeah, but that has been true for all religions. Well, not for Jews, actually. Not Jews. No. You're right. Yeah.
No.
Well, Christians have done that too.
That's true.
Really? Haven't the Jews ever made that?
No, we are not in that concept. We don't. Not only that
you
we
don't
don't
proselytize.
Yes, and actually we even reject just to see that you really, really want, and even then.
Really want.
Like saying,
really want.
Exactly. Even then, it's not like saying a sentence. It's a fucking like process, you know. I hear a lot of people like Muslim, like, oh, we'll convert to Judaism and then I'll get a house. Like, okay, go ahead, convert first. They think it's like being converted to Muslim. You go and you like accept Islam and you're like, alhamdulillah, and they offer. Hey, Muslim. No. Macho, can't get to me. I don't know, you're cute, but I don't like.
So are you telling me that if I convert to Judaism, I will not get a free ride to Israel?
You get Princess's home.
Yeah.
You know, that's the saddest thing about all of that happened, is that I know I probably will never be able to go to Palestine now.
There is no Palestine, so.
Why?
They'll never let me enter.
Who?
Why? Because of your record in the US?
No, because of the video.
Why? Listen, if there will be in.
I don't think that would be the case.
My uncle told me I'll never be able to enter.
If anything, I would think that you wouldn't be able to enter because of the organization you worked for, which is considered a terrorist group in the Middle East, but not in the U.S.
So I didn't work for CARE. I was a board member, and they gave me the title Director of Government Affairs because I organized the lobby day before COVID. But they never paid me $1. I did everything out of pocket.
Yeah, but you were related to them.
Yeah.
I was.
You were a director.
And if you looked at my tweets, I've been lashing out at them for like years because I think they're hypocrites.
Listen, at the end of the day, you find yourself in like different points, like, you know, if it's care, if it's like calling for jihad, if it's like the people that you hang out in Clubhouse, it's like, you know, you don't need to justify it. You need to like understand that yes, there is like a lot of like brainwashing happening, and you know.
Oh yeah, care is a garbage organization.
Care. Yes, and also calling for jihad is garbage, and also like attacking Jews is garbage, and also like spending the time with all the anti-Semites here is garbage. They hate the hateful people, and the hateful ideology.
Them too. That doesn't mean that. I mean, like, why they do shit, you know?
But again, if it's not just this by itself. It's like it's a map of things that together creates the image of like, okay, there is like you know, I can also listen to propaganda, but it doesn't impact me. Like, you know, I follow all the Palestinian.
Daniel, what do you think of the Palestinians that were protesting Hamas in Gaza? Did you see that?
Yes.
Oh, really? Is that happening?
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing as you. You know, for 17 months they enjoyed like the whatever, they said nothing. Even participated in the ideology. Now it's not like they say we accept Israel. They're like, okay, now we're facing the consequences. So now, okay, Hamas bye. But I'm not sure what it means more than this. Like, yes, they understand for months that Hamas is the problem. Yes, we all know. And by the way, I would ask you what you think about everybody, all the so-called pro-Palestinians that are labeling them as traitors or operatives of Zionists.
So when it comes to Hamas, okay, ISIS for sure is like an invention, but when it comes to Hamas, like I don't condone ISIS in any way, but when it comes to Hamas, their information is so limited. The reality is like there's very little to really, like their charter, the stuff, everything you get is through Jewish sources. You can't ever, except for Abu Ubaidah.
Oh God, don't.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not sure what you're saying, actually.
I'm saying that it's so limited to get the information about Hamas because they can't speak for themselves, and we don't have direct access to them.
Oh my God, Nora, before you carry on, like, seriously, man.
I'm not sure I saw the point that she was trying to make.
Don't.
I'm saying that people know very little about Hamas.
You know.
What people and what to know and what is your like?
All of us.
What is there to know about Hamas apart from the fact that they're a terrorist group and that they are being terrorizing, several places, not only the Jews, but mainly the Jews in Israel.
It's a militant Islamist organization. What do you need to know that you don't know enough about their tactic, about the value of human life, both Palestinian or Israeli, about the ideology?
When I read the charter from the Jewish Virtue Library, is it the Jewish Virtue Library? Is that what it's called?
It's published in different sources, not just in one place. The Hamas charter.
The most up-to-date one.
There are two. The one from 2017 and one from 1988.
Yeah, the 2017 one, the updated one. When you read it, it's very clear that it's not about killing Jews or destroying Jews. And we have to understand it's oppression.
No, we don't need to understand anything. We need to first of all understand that you don't read it, like you're not either focusing on the charter of 2017 and then trying to analyze everything according to this. First of all, there's a charter from 1988, which is the one that they were elected on. And the change in 2017 was to appeal to the Western idiots. But it's a terror organization that if you read what they were for the entire indoctrination, it's about Jews. Now, it's not just what they say. I could write that I'm the most amazing person and I am to do a world peace and I wanna give all my money to charity. Nice, and then I publish it on the internet. Amazing. Wow. Okay, so what can I say? Maybe we should also look what they're actually doing on the ground. It's not just one piece of information. It's like many pieces of information that together form a very, very clear picture of who is Hamas, what is their tactic, what is their ideology, everything. The charter of 2017 is just like a small thing. The small thing is that they understand that they need to appeal to the West. And anti-Zionism is frowned upon, but anti-Zionism is okay. And then it's not just in the Hamas charter. We see it everywhere. I don't hate Jews. I have a problem with Zionism. What is a Zionism? It's a Jew that kills Palestinians. That is basically, no one, I asked many people, why is a Zionist? They don't know because they don't, basically, they keep kind of changing the words Jew and Zionist. So it's gaslighting. So what you can learn from the 2017 charter is that Hamas knows exactly that the West would accept the revised version better. It will go down the throat. It's for the West, okay? It's for the West. Sorry, go ahead.
But their recent display was so fucking, with the mother and the two babies, that the bodies were returned, but they didn't actually return the mother's body, and they had this weird sick parade, and they had printed the faces of the family and said, arrested on October 7th. Arrested.
You know what's really sick? Not that Hamas did it. Not that Hamas did it. And not that the Gazans participated with it with the children. But all the people in the West, people like Princessa and like all those people that actually support them and their narrative and echo it, they say shit about it.
Yeah.
They cannot criticize, and the people in Gaza that are protesting, they say, oh, okay, they're amazing, they're living under oppression. But what is the excuse of all those pro-humanity in the West? Why are they always silenced? It's not about humanity. It's like acting, LARPing or whatever that is.
But you do agree, Daniel, that even within Israel, whenever you have protests, that's part of like a healthy society. So seeing that there are protests happening in Gaza, that's good. That we understand that there's diverse opinions that are able to flourish in there. I don't know what exactly happened. I don't think anybody got killed for protesting against Hamas. I know there were some people.
Did you see what Hamas published?
No.
About those protests?
No.
That basically that they are aligned with the Zionist occupier, and they are basically our pawns, and they will be dealt the same way.
I'll look for that. I didn't see it, but I'll look for it.
And you know what? Forget about Hamas. I mean, we know what Hamas is. Why are all your friends, even in your clubhouse, are silent about it?
I don't have friends on.
You know exactly. Okay, the people from the so-called pro-Palestinian movement on clubhouse. Why are they quiet about it? And even when they do speak about it, they say that they protested against Israel and are not willing to admit that they are protesting against Hamas. Why? Why is that they are all quiet?
I don't
Whenever
know.
Hamas is doing something wrong.
I asked questions to some people, and they said that they were aware. They said yes, but that was the extent of the conversation.
Right, because it will harm the narrative. The narrative is that Hamas is freedom fighters.
You know what's more important?
And they are fighting
right.
for Palestine and fighting for the Palestinians.
You know what's more important?
And they are on the right side, fighting genocide.
Yeah, what's more important than narrative, ideas, religion is life.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Whatever helps you sleep at night, babe. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
What do you mean? That's what's
Sorry, what was the
important.
statement? What was the statement? I missed it. Sorry.
I said, you know what's more important than religion or ideas or I don't know what. I already forgot. My memory isn't very sharp anymore. I said it's life. life is more important.
That's cute.
The sanctity of life.
When those human beings come in good use, you know, life is great.
That is our ideology.
I don't think it's something to mock. I don't think it's something to mock.
No. It's something to mock because you're trying to invert reality. This is our ideology, okay?
No,
that life comes before everything. We have something called Pikuach Nefesh Tochei Shabbat. You know what Pikuach Nefesh Tochei Shabbat? It means that life and death. It means that you can kind of violate the religious law. If it like you can drive.
Of course.
Her statement is true. However,
it's true. The fact that she's saying it.
But however, when you talk about the Muslim ideology, they worship death. So it's like, yeah, life is important. I agree with you. Then why do Muslims worship death?
We don't.
Of course, what she said is true. But what I was that she was the one saying it. That was my issue. Not that it's true. Of course, it's true. This is our ideology. Is what I said. But they're always kind of trying to invent reality.
You're so radicalized.
Yeah, Daniel. Yeah, since he was born.
Yes. Yes, value in life. If the Palestinians or the Palestinian leadership would value life, they would end it yesterday. Or any day of the last, 500 days.
Especially because they are actually putting their hatred towards the Jews above the value of life, because they don't really care about the lives of the people in Gaza, you know? I mean, they're prioritizing war. And the more people die, the better it is for the propaganda, for the narrative, not the propaganda, the narrative.
Yes. People are getting emotional to see like dead bodies, and it's always women and children and journalists. And it's the same recipe reserved to them for 17 months, and it works. The more humanitarian crisis, the better. So now actually there's no humanitarian aid for, I think, like, it's the beginning of the month, 27 days. And they would complain about no water and no food, but they would not just release the hostages and drink and eat.
No, man, I'm a hairdresser. Do you remember Issa? I was like, everybody's got fresh cuts. The fuck? They were fine.
Yeah, like, I think this war would have lasted 2 weeks if they have actually cut the electricity and anything coming from Israel, you know? Just like, close it. Why do you need to help your enemies? If they want to feed their people, well, let them go through the ocean, you know? Like, this thing about forcing Israel to help their enemy that is killing them is absurd. So Israel has the right to say, no more, you know, go there. If they had done that, Hamas would have surrendered 2 weeks. Well, maybe actually a little bit more, because they would have had resources. But they have resources for electricity on their own, but without.
But when the people are revolting, or the Palestinians, like in Gaza, like, you know, they are starting to have no resources, they get like frustrated, and yes, they will come out against Hamas.
So my uncle and aunt were just there, and my aunt told me when she would go, she would like walk for miles in Ramallah, because they didn't stay in our village, they stayed in a hotel in Ramallah. And
how long ago?
They just came back like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Not even that. Like, maybe,
or to Israel?
To the West Bank, Ramallah. And so she was telling me when she was walking, or telling us, their children would literally come up to her and tell her in Arabic if she has food for this, she can get them some food. Can you get us some bread? Can you get us? So the poverty level.
Poverty. Yeah. Well, you know, listen.
But we have that in Guatemala too.
You know, because it's about. Yeah, it's shitty to choose terrorism and hate instead of like saying, okay, instead of an ideology that I want to destroy my neighbor's state, maybe see, okay, this is a great state, Israel actually, let's be honest, okay, it is great. Great economy, great people, great weather, great food. Why not turn our shithole into something that works like better with them, and we can cooperate with them, and we can like commerce with them and kind of build a nice state for ourselves? No, we are gonna be in this delusion that we're gonna destroy Israel. I mean, and people are kind of like, yeah, like to each other, yeah, we're gonna have that, you will see, whatever. It's like, okay.
And it's just far from reality because that's never gonna happen.
So far, yes.
Palestinians are never going to defeat Israel. So it's like, okay, so how about we all chill, you know, let's try to cooperate and live as good neighbors instead of keep dying for the same thing that we're never gonna win.
I'm actually surprised to see, Daniel, I'm surprised to see certain Palestinians be in spaces with Jewish people. For example, Bibi, I don't know who he is, but he's in spaces with some really prominent people on the pro-Palestinian like side. They came back on Clubhouse. These are people that have connection. What is it?
What is your point? What is
crazy?
No, I'm surprised. Yes. I'm surprised.
Of what?
It's showing that there can be cooperation.
Of course,
and that it's not.
Yeah, all the time here and I can see that here in Clubhouse. Every time there is an approach of okay, let's chat about it, let's talk it out, let's hear your side and let's hear my side. It's always coming from Jews. Like the ones that are always like, oh, you are horrible and you should die, and it's always coming from the Palestinians. They are the aggressive ones.
And also, it's not really two sides. It's not like, there are the Jews and there are those that hate the Jews. And like, okay, let's hear both sides. Like, listen, this is not reality. It's like, it's a made up, like, hateful, like, there is no two sides here. So there is one side that is right and the other side that is wrong. If we are Jews and they hate Jews, then you can justify it as much as you want, but you are on the wrong side.
And it's not too difficult to see it. There is one of the two who is thriving, who loves peace, who instead of investing in war, they invest in a lot of creative stuff, They have a great country, and the other ones are living their lives thinking on how to destroy another country. They destroy their own infrastructure. They destroy and spend it in making weapons. Like they have destroyed when Israel left. Israel is left Gaza in 2006. They left behind a lot of infrastructure, a lot of things that could have been used in good ways, by the Gazans. What did they do? They turned the stuff and the materials into weapons. Like that's the mentality. I don't know. It's clear one of the two loves civilization. The other ones are trying to destroy it. It's like here in Clubhouse. There are people that come here to have, mentally stimulating conversations and talking to each other and exchanging ideas and building or being creative or gathering ideas to go and do in their lives. There are other people that wake up angry and they just come into Clubhouse to just be violent towards other people and be like nasty and try to I don't know. It's just weird to me, to be honest. And so there are two types of people: the ones that can have fun and be detached, and the ones that are so angry and miserable inside that they really feel that they need to fight with everyone in their path.
Black people?
No, just like vile people. I'm not even talking about black. I'm talking about.
Why would you ask that?
Like if I go to Amir's
Because if
room.
you go into those spaces, you would see it.
Yeah, but I was not even thinking about black people. I was thinking about more like a mirrors, like, or for example, what is the resistance? Resistance? Oh my God! Every time he comes in a room, like we welcome him, and he comes on stage, and I want to hear his thoughts and whatever, and he just starts going. I mean, like saying stupid things like, "Oh, your dad raped you and then passed you to the rabbis." It's like, okay, dude, whatever you want to say, like it's not going to affect me, but I don't want to imagine what it is to live in your head, you know, for you to just wake up and the first thing you do is go to Clubhouse just to throw that shit. It's just, must be horrible. Must be horrible to live like that. And that is how I see, for example, the Hamas support their people.
They got nothing else. It's their shtick, and it shows their own insecurity. That's why they do it. This is all they've got. So
it's a projection
of
how they are inside.
Yeah, it is a projection of how they are inside. It's
their. So quiet, I forgot you were in the room.
It's their unincorporated shadow.
Must have been in another room.
No, I actually went to the grocery store and got some groceries.
Oh. They say that we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are.
So you're not an objectivist?
No, I mean, I'm not talking about how things are, what things are in reality. I'm talking about our perception of things. I'm saying, yeah, I mean, things have an objective truth. They are what they are. But the way we see them, we don't see them as they are. We see them as we are.
Well, you see, that's a bullshit question. When she says, so you're not an objectivist or an objectionist? Like,
I was making a joke.
Thank God. Thank God you were making a joke. Because everyone is objective, subjective, subjective, objective.
I was making a joke.
I get it.
Not in the room, but it just was
I get it, but thank God you're making a joke, because I didn't think you were making a joke. I was like, oh fuck, she's fucked up.
I was making a joke. I was laughing.
It's a trick question, and I can't stand people who actually believe that question. Like, so wait a second, you're saying you're not an objectivist, you're a moral relative? Whatever it is, all these stupid technical terms that people use on this app are completely pointless. It's either you are someone who supports the good, or you are someone who supports the bad.
Listen, I still haven't understood the epistemology of objectivism yet. Simon's still teaching it.
Well, at least she didn't forget about that with the injection. That tells you how strong Simon's brain was.
well, hopefully it's gonna slowly fade out, but we'll see.
I would have rather forget that than whatever happened.
Well, he said that I've learned epistemology incorrectly, so it's stuck in my head. What I am incapable of doing. I cannot recite the Quran the same way I used to.
Well, that might be God trying to help you.
Isa, you're going to Muslim countries, so.
It's true, that might be God trying to help you.
Yeah, God is
I still don't know if I'm going. I'm still debating myself about that, but I mean, it's an opportunity that is there, but I don't know if I will end up taking it. Because there might be another way of still collaborating with them, but staying inside.
Yeah, moving somewhere in 2025 is totally useless. And there's really technically no such thing as moving anywhere. It's all tentative. You may go there, and then after 180 days, you're like, you know what, fuck this, I'm going back. I'll keep working for you, but not here. I mean, because do you really need to be on the ground? What, do they want to see your pretty face and hold your hand and talk to you in private?
No, listen, the reason why I would move is not because I am needed there, because my role would still be global. I would barely ever spend any time really in the office. But if I decide to move there, it's simply because there is 0% taxes. So if that is going to be an advantage for me, then yeah, why not?
Well, taxes, schmaxes, I mean, it's all about your income and then, your standard of living, plus not having to live in a Muslim country where amongst Palestinian terrorists who are leading their proxy war from Qatar.
Yeah, that's also true. But honestly, I'm at this point, at this point, we just want to say this, at this point, like, living in Qatar with the terrorists is safer than living in Europe because Qatar, I mean, they don't do the terror attacks in Qatar. They do the terror attacks in Europe. So it's safer to live in their environment than live in a place that they hate.
I know, but, you know, Qatar could come under attack, commando style. There's no, I don't know, didn't Mossad execute, or was that Dubai? Where did Mossad take out some of those leaders? Was it Dubai or Qatar? I can't remember.
No, it was in Iran.
No.
Where have we had
Yeah, it was in Iran.
Yeah, where have they
all
had
over the
it?
place. We will get anywhere.
I would just
Yeah,
say,
no, but he's asking where is it that they took down the Hamas leaders. It was in Iran.
There was but there was something in the hotel. Maybe this is what you're talking about.
yeah, like through
correct.
the
That was
revolving
in Iran.
door or something.
No, there was this is like
Hania was in Iran, honey.
Yeah. I wasn't talking about Hania. I was talking about those people in that they went into like an actual hotel with like golf clothing and whatnot.
No, I'm talking about Hania. That most
Yeah, that was
that was Iran.
Yes. But what do you need? We will get there. Like Domino's Pizza.
But isn't Switzerland,
Why are you revealing that you're a Mossad agent?
isn't Switzerland already a tax haven, and isn't Switzerland already protected from Islamic infiltrators?
Who? Switzerland?
Oh, we have Muslims here.
But are they like the high class ones who are interested in terrorism? They're more like into business.
No, the question is, are the
No,
Islamists
they're more
or are
like
they?
full Muslims, what we got here.
There's like the Islamists. This is like basically the issue of the West.
So Muslim is not the same as Islamist. It's not. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Islamists is those people that basically want to have an Islamic, like you know, it's a,
colonizers or whatever.
it's like also political ideology, meaning that the code should be Islamic and the rules and the law and like it's not just
Hi, Dr.
the like I think ideology.
You wanted to get me kicked out of that room earlier, huh, Dr. Keegan? Oh, kick him!
Others would like
You're like a little kid, Dr. Keegan. Yeah, do your skull and crossbones. You're like a little child. Kick him from the
They're
room!
not real Muslims. They need to be better, like more devout Muslims, and then they become radical. Believe in the caliphate, believe in the big dream of the Islamic world. That everything is Muslim. The rules, like you know, like think big, like, and it works. And even people in the West are like falling for it. And this is not compatible with the West. Islamism. It's not Islam, it's Islamism. Different.
What do you think they were trying to do on October 7th? Not only were they trying to incite mass chaos and violence, they were trying to cause a war, not just between Israel and Palestine, but between Iran, Lebanon, elsewhere. They were going fully apocalyptic on October 7th, and they were hoping for some type of mass pincer movement, which never came to their rescue. And look what has happened. It was a major military catastrophe for the leadership of these terrorist bastards.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the change, is going to come in Islam. I mean, definitely we cannot count from it to come from a caliphate, because the reform will never come from there. But it has to be bottom up, cannot be top down.
Yeah, but there's
So
like
I'm
a
wondering
silent
if at some
majority.
point, because I would be cool with Muslims if they could be secularized, it's like I don't have any issues with them going to the mosque and reading the Quran and whatever the hell they want to do, I don't even have issues with satanic people, like I'm scared. But just like the actual trying to turn things around and this mentality of like colonization, and like submitting everyone or being that the goal, and also kind of like what bothers me probably the most is those Muslims that are good and thinkers and that they want to live a normal life, committing a sin by not following the exact laws is just absurd. I can't stand that. I don't know if we will ever see that happening to Islam.
Well, Islam was
You know what I'm gonna wizard. You know what I'm gonna do? Not now, but I don't know when. I'm gonna go to the masjid one day. I haven't gone there for a long time, and I'm gonna go
I
without a
don't care
hijab.
what you're
I'm
gonna
just
do.
go and sit there and without a hijab in the masjid and see what they do to me.
Oh, good luck with
I mean,
that.
why would you risk yourself? You know that is something that you can't do. So
I'm
why
gonna
would
do
you
it
do
though,
that?
because
I entered a mosque one day without a hijab. To the one the women wear.
no, this area has men, so I'll be entering it. Where
I know. I entered through the men's side and I stood there without a hijab. And then they were like showing me like the door. I'm like, oh, whatever. And then I went up it was in one of these mosques in Turkey. And then I went up where the women were, and I just stayed behind because I just wanted to see what they were doing. You know?
What's the big deal? The whole thing is separation of genders.
No, they're not. The masjid here in Kentucky does not get separated. The men and the women are in the same area.
Well, listen, I've
You
been
mosque in the United States. You don't say mosque.
Masjid.
I've been in Jerusalem. I've done Shabbos in Jerusalem. They separate the genders, and it's a beautiful thing. I don't find anything discriminatory about it.
Men are in the front.
Yeah, so what? And the men can't see the women, but you can see their eyes. It adds a whole layer of like sexual tension to the entire service.
Actually,
It's true.
It is true. It's more sexual than not.
It is. It creates a darkness or a mystery about women, and you know, if you believe the story that a woman was created out of a man, within every woman there's a man just trying to get out.
Yeah, actually, a hijab is more sexual than anything else because you leave everything to the imagination.
If it's a hijab
can be wild.
If she's naked, hijab maybe, but like.
Well, we don't know what she's wearing underneath that.
It's a hijab. Sorry.
And not just a hijab, she's wearing like this sack. We don't know what's underneath. Maybe she takes it immediately and we only see her tempting eyes looking at us like,
you know, a lot of people don't know that like Orthodox Jewish women also cover their hair.
Yeah, we do.
I'm saying a lot of, yeah, they use wigs. Yeah, I said a lot of people. I didn't say everyone.
Yeah.
A lot of non-Jewish people. Are super.
You gotta realize that gender.
A lot of Jewish students there, nursing students. They were very sweet girls. They went to Truro College. Is that the name of the Jewish school?
Mm-hmm.
Truro.
The point is, in spirituality, gender is a major, subcategory of spirituality, and that's why these liberal Democrat faggots want everything to be non-binary, because it essentially negates a very important spiritual principle of the difference between the genders, and thus why Trump said there's only two genders.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was on mute. I was choking.
I'm dying.
Sorry, I was choking.
and they didn't care. No one cared.
Thank you for caring, honey. Yeah, sorry. So that I ordered Indian food and when I opened it, yeah, it's amazing. And when I opened it, like that hit my I don't know, my lungs or the throat. I don't know, like
tomorrow you're gonna do handstands in the shower, man.
Don't sweat into the curry as you eat the makhni. Did you get butter naan or garlic naan?
Yeah. Garlic naan. Because I'm not going to kiss anyone today, so I'm allowed to eat garlic.
You should have said.
What?
You should have said that's none of your business.
Oh.
So Kevin, how are you viewing?
That's none of your business.
Kevin,
You see, that is a funny Jew. That is a funny Jew.
Kevin, are you enjoying the Trump administration so far?
What is this microphone? Are you underwater or what?
Is it me? Is my phone fucked up?
No, Max.
Someone sounds like he's underwater.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I haven't asked Kevin actually. What does he think about the Trump administration? We spoke after Kevin lost the election, but we didn't speak afterwards. What do you think about all the corruption he's finding out?
I mean, I've mostly been unplugging, but it's basically the clown show that I've expected. I mean, incessant lying. Hasn't actually found any corruption. No charges have been filed or anything.
The billions.
Yeah. That's all. I mean, no. This is like made up. This is not true.
You also think that the government was telling you the truth, that they're incapable of stealing?
Did I say that? So we have
it's not true.
We have organizations like the GAO, the Government Accountability Office. We also have inspector generals. Their job is to go through all of these. Wait a minute. Their job is to go through all of these grants and everything and make sure that money is being allocated appropriately. So I work for a organization that receives government funding through grants. Okay.
Oh, so you've been putting pockets in it as well.
And I'll tell you from personal experience. So I probably beforehand had more of this impression that it was less accountable, but having actually assisted with the process of organizing documents for audits for the grant reviews, all of the dollars are accounted for. I mean, it is not just like they're handing out free money in the state. Not that there are absolutely cases of fraud, waste, and abuse. However, these are most often investigated by the same kinds of people that Trump got rid of. The people,
Kevin, I don't
people at the Inspector General. So
I don't want to be offensive, but this is. Hold on. I'm going to say this. Try to do this with respect, and it's not an attack against you. But you are at an entry level there. You are, let's say, at the very bottom of the ecosystem. So, do you think really that everyone, all the millions of people that are working for the government will be aware of the corruption? Of course not. This happens at levels that you don't have access to and probably will never have, unless you are a very influential politician. So you don't have that power. What you see is not actually a representation of what actually is going on.
I mean, I see the balance. You said, here's my question, though. Why did Trump? Inspector generals are some of the people that actually investigate instances of fraud, waste, and abuse, and Trump got rid of these people. I've been following the Doge stuff. I haven't seen one example of them actually finding fraud, waste, and abuse. What they're finding are programs that they don't like or don't ideologically agree with and calling it fraud, waste, and abuse. Those are two different things. Saying, hey, I don't think the government should be funding this kind of program, that doesn't make it fraud. Why did Elon Musk, if he's trying to find fraud, waste, and abuse, why did he hire a bunch of 19-year-old tech bros and not forensic accountants? My dad was a forensic accountant who actually investigated cases of fraud and abuse. No, this is an ideological war against programs they don't agree with. Has nothing to do with fraud, waste, and abuse.
All the tech bros, what are doing is cleaning the systems and identifying where is the data. You don't need there as a forensic accountant. You need people that are able to go through all the data, the big data.
They haven't been doing this. They haven't found any actual examples of fraud and abuse. I mean, you look at the numbers that they're posting on their website of money saved, and it's completely made up. I mean, everybody has found issues with this. I love you too. Even look at what they were saying with Social Security. This idea that there's money going out to people that are, 150 years old or whatever is not true. The reason why, you can look into the details of all of these. Just one example to show how incompetent and stupid these people are. They identified all of these people that were, a certain age, of 125 or whatever. Now, if you actually look into it, The reason why that's the case is that for a while the government was not on the internet. Okay, all this stuff was done by pen and paper. And rather than spending millions of dollars, a lot of these people were put in with like a default date of birth. And that's, a lot of this stuff was programmed on COBOL, which is a very old data system. People are not having access to their legitimate Social Security payments because of lies. There is no evidence of people of widespread abuse of the Social Security system, of people that are 120 years old getting payments. It's just not true. Like I said, they haven't been finding any fraud, waste, or abuse. They've been cutting programs that they ideologically disagree with, which is illegal, by the way.
Also, you're happy that 40% of your salary keeps going to LGBTQ, transsexual people in Guatemala.
Yeah, so that's obviously you're using some hyperbole there to make a point, and it's not a very good point. I'm actually totally fine with some very, very. Let's look at what percentage of money the federal government spends actually goes towards foreign aid. It's like less than 1%. It's somewhere between 0.5% and 1.5%.
It doesn't matter how much the percentage. It's like your money is going to my country to operate transsexual people. Is that okay?
Sure, I'd have to look into the individual program, but you're talking about the entire pool of foreign aid of 0.5 to 1% of the federal government's budget, and then you're talking about some tiny percentage of that is going towards like LGBT-related stuff.
It doesn't matter if it's 1%. We're talking about 1%.
I want to talk about.
We're talking about 1% of how many $1 trillion?
Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the billions of dollars that are being cut to like help poor people in the United States. Like that's what I care about.
You have illegal people?
No, not illegal. You have funding. You have funding that is being cut to community health centers. Funding is being cut to community health centers.
The illegal immigrants are being cut off because they're not entitled to any help.
Funding is being cut to services which help Americans. Okay. That is what is happening.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think you have any evidence.
Hello, Isa. This is Wizard. Can you please put me in the queue after Kevin has completed his thoughts?
Please
Thank
go
you.
ahead. I am enjoying my buttered chicken, so you take over.
So I put some links in the chat, but this Brett Baer interview with Elon Musk, where they're talking about all the systemic financial security failures at Treasury and all the waste, fraud, and abuse, it's really 500 billion plus annually. So guys like Kevin, who you just heard some guy say, "I love you, sweetie, I'll talk to you later, honey bunny," like, these guys don't actually read Doge. And if the moderators will allow me, I will just read what I see on my X, because most of these people live in a vacuum. They're not actually looking at the same data and information that we are observing real time on the X platform as a result of Doge and Elon Musk, which is bringing you the real information from the inside, which guys like Kevin will never ever cite or discuss. So right now, if I have permissions of mods to continue on, I will read to you from the Doge account on X. This is the last post by Secretary Doug Burgum.
Go ahead, ex-husband.
Wait a minute, Wizard. You know that like the Doge website has been lying.
No, this is Doge on X.
The amount of money cut.
Please hold. Do not release. I want to quote Amos when I say do not release.
You're a propagandist.
Do not release.
That's what
I'm running for the 16th district of Congress in Illinois, sir. I am a congressional candidate. Shh, that's right, Kevin. Tone yourself. Tone police yourself, Dr. Kevin.
The amount of money that they saved. Do you believe that they've calculated this correctly or incorrectly?
Kevin, shut up. Let Edmund speak.
Okay, here we go. This is Secretary Doug Burgum.
I'm not going to let him like read
they are individually reviewing 36,000 interior grants and contracts and have identified massive amounts of waste, fraud, and abuse already. Tyler talked about this common sense effort of government efficiency last night with Elon Musk and Brett Baer.
Wait, you guys understand what I'm saying? That like citing Doge when I'm saying that Doge is lying isn't like a good argument?
Great work today by USDOL, Secretary LCD, and Sonderling 47, canceling $577 million in America Last grants for $237 million in savings, including $10 million for gender equity in the Mexican workplace, $12.2 million for worker empowerment in South America, $6.25 million for improving respect for workers' rights in agricultural supply chains in Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador. $5 million for elevating women's participation in the workplace in West Africa. $4.3 million for assisting foreign migrant workers in Malaysia. $3 million to enhance Social Security access and worker protections for internal migrant workers in Bangladesh. $3 million for safe and inclusive work in environments in Lesotho. Oh, these are descriptions that go into SAP. I put in lots of requisitions into SAP. Okay, here we go. This is the next contract update from Doge on X. Again, guys like Kevin will never read to you this stuff because it doesn't fit their narrative. Yesterday, agencies terminated 113 wasteful contracts with a ceiling value of $4.7 billion and savings of $3.3 billion, including $145,000 for consulting contract for Peru climate change activities. And then they have the screenshot of the actual purchase requisition in the SAP platform that the agency puts in with their purchase card. Weekly credit card update pilot program, 16 agencies to audit unused, unneeded credit cards. After 5 weeks, 300,000 purchase cards have been deactivated. As a reminder, at the start of the audit, there were 4.6 million active credit cards, so still more work to do.
So, Kevin, also you saying that it's a lie doesn't mean that it makes it a lie. Your opinion is not evidence that it's a lie.
Yeah,
the screenshots and the things that they are documenting in the Doge site, that is the evidence, and that's your evidence.
No, they've been making up those numbers. Some of those numbers, even admitted by the Doge team, are exaggerated by an order of like 100. One particular thing that they're saying is you have certain the way they're calculating the numbers is incorrect, and they're also misrepresenting a number of these programs. Regardless of what you think about these programs, USAID is an agency that was not created by Congress, but Congress